What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm going to be doing a review of the Unicorn vert mod and the new Unicorn V2 RDA, also known as the Odium. Now, in front of me, I have the original Unicorn RDA on that MDX 3-in-1 kit, and I'll go over some of the differences. So the vert, by the way, I just want to mention that these are not the rings that come with it, nor is this a drip tip that comes with this. I ordered these in addition to with the kit or with the RDA. I also ordered some pink ones and a like pink and purple drip tip. Looks super sexy. Um, so the mod, kind of do a little size comparison, but roughly the same. A little bit bigger of an RDA. This is a 26 millimeter RDA, and the way that the mod is that it kind of starts off at about 25 millimeters, and it flares out to about 26, and then it comes back in and flares out again to another 26. So it's 26 at the top, whereas this is a 25 millimeter RDA or 25 millimeter um, mechanical mod, and the vert is a constant contact mechanical mod. I've been running some. I have a Samsung 40T that I'm using for a battery. So, constant contact mod, which I'll kind of explain the difference here. So I'm sure there are some people that understand, but there are others who don't. So with here, this is like your standard switch. It has a button that comes up, makes contact with the battery, completes the circuit. Whereas with a constant contact mod, the battery already sits and makes contact with your 510 all the way down at the bottom. Same kind of coating or tube sleeve that is on the original 3-in-1 kit, which is always really nice to see. And it makes it so it's consistently touching the battery and the 510, and then you hit the switch and that'll make contact, so it basically helps prevent arcing within, on your battery and everything else, which is really just a super nice addition. It's silver plated, and then there's a nice ring of Delrin. So just really nice to see those, safety precautions. So if you want to run your batteries negative or positive up and or positive down, super nice. There's no battery slag whatsoever, no battery rattle, absolutely none. I really like the button they have on there. Let's see how well you can see that. But yeah, it's a big U. Nice big U on there. Pretty sexy. The rings that come with this are gold. There's two, and they're two different ones that originally go with the mod. They also carry the serial number for the mod. There's two gold ones, and then there's two black ones with like gold inlays. I got the green ones with a matching green drip tip to go along with my V2 RDA, in which then I will also be going over that here. So the V2 RDA does have some massive improvements, I would go ahead and have to say. It's definitely different from the original V1. The V1, there's 4 post holes, and so a positive and a negative, or whichever which way it is, and then just 2 holes, put them in, clip your leads, put the other ones in, clip your leads, tighten those down, put the other 2 in, tighten them down. Whereas the V2, now I don't know how well this will pick that up. Stupid camera needs to stop focusing on my face. But there is actually just 2 post holes within there. And then there's actually adjusting springs, or not springs, sorry. They're hex heads on there. And then these Phillips screws basically you can take out. So either if you want to clean the whole actual like terminal, or like if anything gets underneath there, you can clean it. I like it a little more actually than the original V1 with that setup. I think that, I mean, I like both, but I think it's a little more, you know, a creative way of doing it. I have seen it on a couple other different mods, different RDAs that just have the 2 clamps. You put it in, like the Ocula RDA has that, where it's just 2 big pulse holes, and this, opens up at least a good, like 4 millimeters or so. It's open, put it in, clip your leads, put the other one in, clip your leads, and then you just kind of stack them, and the clamps hold them. So it works really well. I really do enjoy it. I have some 0.11 ohm or TOFO aliens in there. The thing about this switch is it's actually quite a bit of a harder hit, or like of a harder switch. So instead of it just being, super simple, and then when you hit it, and that's just kind of the way it is, like with the MDX mod, if you have to give it it's a good hard throw, so you have to earn that vape. Now I'm going to go over what they did differently with the top cap, which I really do enjoy. This is the top cap. It's a 2-piece top cap, and this whole top is actually airflow ring. So you can see there's 6 holes there and 6 holes there, just like on the original. But instead of it being an internal airflow ring, like on here, there's 2 blades, and then you can just adjust it for how you see, but I leave it wide open. With this, it's actually on the outside, and then go ahead and close it down to tighten up your airflow until it's all the way closed, and you can open it back up. And the way that they've done this, as you'll see, is that there's 2 little notches on both sides, and that's where your top cap will sit. Top cap goes on. You just have to kind of find those little grooves, and it just pops right on. The O-rings are a little tight when they're dry, but once you get juice in there and wick it and everything, it slides off really easy. And then you can actually pull this part off. You'll see my coils line up. The airflow on the base part constantly sits in front of those coils, which is really nice. I mean, I think it's allows you for really easy coil placement. I have mine sitting, you can kind of see it, the full bottom ring up through about halfway into the top ring. That's where my coils sit, and get just super smooth airflow. It's not restrictive at all. I mean, it's just whooshy, delicious airflow. And the one thing I've noticed with, like the constant contact, if you're not hitting it just hard enough, you'll feel like your battery's almost dead, or you're not getting, that hard hitting vape that it is you're looking for. But as long as you just grip it nice, and and like if you're a purger, if you like to purge, it doesn't purge into your base. It purges, outward instead of directly like some are like RDAs, like the dead rabbit and everything. Um, the only con with that would be, even though as you turn down your airflow to make it more restrictive, you start cutting down those airflow holes in front of your coil. So you'll offset the airflow as it hits your coils. You can have one open, but it's only hitting, that one side of the coil instead of, still center of the coil. But nonetheless, if you're going to be running something like this, you're going to run it wide open, so it doesn't really matter. Yep. And then there's just a single O-ring on the top, double O-ringed on the bottom, and this is just one solid piece. Um, it does come with a black drip tip and then a Delrin drip tip, of which I don't have in front of me. But then overall, the mod, I mean, it feels nice in the hand, that kind of that curve in. Just wrap your hand around it, put your your finger on the trigger, and just let it rip. I don't know if you can hear the TV over me. I don't really want that to happen. Now, I have really been enjoying both of these mods from Unicorn Vapes. This is just the standard. The MDX is basically, one of their biggest sellers, I think. And I mean, I love just the finish. It's like a glossy black, and the RDA matches perfectly with the Unicorn, label, and then the Unicorn on the mod. I was a little disappointed that there's no Unicorn logo anywhere on the RDA, but that's just me, and aesthetics. It doesn't affect how the mod works in any way, shape, or form. I do like how, excuse me, a little bit of a burp, on the rings, they both have this Unicorn Vapes on one, and then there's a little Unicorn logo on the other one, and they fit on both ways. So either which way you put it, it'll still fit. One thing to pay note of is that there's not really venting on the bottom of the Unicorn mod. But there is venting on the top. We saw the same venting on the original. The same venting on the top as the original, but this one just has it on the top, as well as that one. I'm really liking the bottom. You have Unicorn Vapes Incorporated. I have number 10. I'm pretty sure I have number 10. That's the way it looks like to me. It does come with a squonk pin, but the solid 510 pin is pre-installed, which I probably will never use this on a squonker. I'll probably just use it on this mod forever. The juice that I'm using with this is Blueberry Cake by Glass Liquids. And it's really nice because you don't have to pull off. One of the things I've really liked and noticed is you don't have to pull off the whole top cap. You just pull off that top section instead of the whole top cap, and then you have to kind of monkey with trying to get it all lined up again, which big pro in my opinion. Which even then you don't even have to, take off the drip tip or the top cap. You can just blag your juice right down the center and you just drip. I like to pop and paint with both of these mods, actually, both of these RDAs. Lost you there for a second. Way too much shit. So, yeah, I mean, it hits really well. It's a great whooshy, lots of airflow, really good flavor. I mean, I'll probably have to play around with the coil placement a little more. I just got this today, but I have been enjoying it thoroughly for the last couple hours that I've had it. Played around with it, set it up. Really, really good airflow, really good flavor. It's not, that initial, after you drip and that initial hit is a little spitbacky, but that could also just be my coils or whatever it might be. But then that after that first initial hit, it's a great vape. It's my style of vaping. Lots of airflow and still really good flavor to match for it. I really like that button. The button just feels good. You do have to kind of hit it harder than most, but it doesn't really bother me as long as I get a good hit, or as long as I just hit it properly, kind of dead on. You can't really hit it from like the side too well. It has to be kind of just dead in the center, and then it hits well and it tastes great. Overall, I would definitely give this probably at least as a I guess as if you were to compare the V2 to the V1, definitely bonuses would be the airflow control on the outside, and then it's a two-part to where you only have to pop out the top instead of the whole top cap, whereas you do with this one in order to drip. But overall, I mean, they're both still really good RDAs. I'm definitely going to be rocking this one for a long time. Probably as long as I have this mod, I'm going to have this RDA. The mod and the RDA itself together, you can pick them up at Unicorn Vapes. Actually, it's through an AR Liquid company. I think total is probably going to run you about $170 or so. It's about $115 for the mod, and then I think it was like $40 for the RDA. But it's well worth it. Definitely going to become an all-day vape, something I'm going to carry with me constantly, and I like it, and I think you're going to like it too. So until then, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed what it is I've had to offer, and I hope you check them out, and I hope you keep on vaping. Peace.